Hello, Frontiersmen. The following footage is from Sunday, March 2nd. It is campaign on my free to play account of stages 4, 5, and 6. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the following. So we're going into Greyclaw, which is stage 7. We are at the 3-hour mark. So we got 3 stages on there. I've already got it marked for basically a separation of video. That'll be a 1-hour cut away from this of floor 4, 5s, and 6. We're gonna hopefully get through. We'll get through 7 and 8. Actually, I'll probably split 7 and 8, and then we'll do 9 and 10. It will get, incrementally more difficult. The Ambush, Chapter 7. Those of the unknown. Data salvage from the remains of Warden's ship suggests that Benderberg is overseeing a second active salvage operation in the Greyclaw system. Sova believes this could be a rare opportunity to examine a stable anomaly that's non-hostile, one that hasn't yet been blown up or stripped by its own drones. Okay, let's go see. Explore to the depths beyond. Take note here. This set here, this is a crit rate set, so this is going to be where you'll spend a little bit of time helping out your early attackers get geared properly. You'll be farming some gear pieces in here. This could be a shortstop commander. Just get us through the guards, and I'll send our scouts to scan the anomaly. Bless you, by the way. Gesundheit. Actually, for the languages you speak and understand, how do you say something as simple as bless you, Erlingus? Are you there?
Yeah, 1 second.
You're good.
I actually don't know. Like, I've forgotten some of my native language, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was just curious, because, growing up, I lived in West Germany for a little bit, so, Gesundheit, some of the simple terms of, Danke, thank you, whatever, it just sticks with you, right? I was just curious.
Right.
I have a bunch of Mexican friends. Every time you sneeze, they say Sancho, which is basically referring to every time you sneeze, someone is hooking up with your old lady.
So, Jesus. That's funny.
Yeah. All right, 1 Legion patrol is normal, but why are there so many of them? I thought you said the system was uninhabited. She lies. My records say the salvage workers should be the only inhabitants. This is most unusual. Oh, so we see we have a back attack going on there. So we'll have to rethink our tactical positioning on further stages. Like I said, at this point, we're out leveling, out gearing everything. We're still just kind of chewing away with level 30s. So the reason I have so much XP is based on promo codes, which are available to everyone if you're in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, absolutely join it. Search promo code to get Apex. If you haven't watched that video yet, you'll get this guy. He's going to help carry you through. And there's others. If you just dig around and ask nicely, like, hey, what promo codes you guys got? There's always other stuff available in Discord based on whether conclaves or even years old promo codes. Always helpful to be social in games and being nice while doing so. Sova, why am I receiving reports about vials of chemicals being salvaged from the wreckage of these ships? Dum dum dum. I doubt it's anything we need. Probably either corrosives, medicine, or fertilizer. Benderberg always carrying at least one. That's what I thought, but they're only on the Legion ships. What is this stuff? Has anyone ever tried to hail us? Has anyone here even tried to hail us?
All right. Take care. Hope.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for hanging out.
Yep. See you.
Yeah, have a good night. Okay, so we're just checking fronts versus backs. So everything's going in the front here. Okay, I am picking up an incoming call, but they aren't using Legion or Binderberg channels. The contents are quite strange. Dum dum dum. Enough mysteries for one day. Silva, can't you just put it through? We know you. It's our buddy Warden. It's corrupted face Warden. Belly of the Beast. Here. I don't know why that engaged. Oh, that's fine. We click buttons. This isn't possible. We couldn't even find your escape pod in the wreckage. No colors beneath their skin. Their sounds fail to echo. We see the flaws. We knew they will be beautiful once pulled apart. What? He's gone poetic on us? That's not what's wrong with him. Oh. Come before us, give your material. We will learn what you can't hear. The young will feast on it. It's the creepy McCreepies on his face. Commander, I suspect this detour may have been an error. My apologies. Readying units now. Silva. Okay, so this dude, he's going to attack and splash to the back, so we're going to flip our DPS. And he is orange affinity, so green, despite Apex being good, green no bueno. So, let's find and make use of her, because she has affinity advantage. This is how you should play a little bit, right? Use your affinity advantage. We know Apex will do the job because he's just more powerful, but let's gimp ourselves a little bit just for this. This is a non-legendary unit encounter, just for fun. We only have gear on 2 units, Yarrow and Moreau. Oh, he put some corrosion on us, so maybe I should have run Purifier to help cleanse us. You could also use Purifier to cleanse the Provoke, but the Provoke doesn't matter. You only have 1 unit you're going to go shoot at, right? So Provoke or no Provoke, it doesn't like debuff you, it just forces you to attack a ship you're already going to attack. And boom. Creepy Warden gone. And we got some power-up juice for some skills. Oh, so now we need to start thinking about splash and where that's going to be. So actually here. So things are splashing back here. Let me just double check these a little bit. Uh-oh, so this guy's back here. So maybe... So if we're looking at this correctly, so that's going to skip. That's going to skip and splash. So we'll go here. And we'll probably need the heal here, but we can do here. So this is when you start looking at like how to position properly. So this is going to skip, so you have an attacker up front's fine. This guy's going to attack an Apex. He has a shield, so he'll be fine. This guy will go into Apex. He'll be fine as well. Maybe this is a situation to where you're pulling her off and you stick Apex at the back. You're going in there, but you can still get another unit on the field. How do you get another DPS on the field, right? So it goes here. It's going to go into that. This one's going to skip back here. You're going to want him up front, maybe, but the green affinity is better there. So maybe this is when you take her, and so now you've corrected, so Apex doesn't take any damage. See the way this is going? Like, you just have to play smart a little bit. I still have 2 damage on the field. Yes, there's 2 healers and a tank. Your healers in this game can adequately tank. There's many times you'll find yourself not actually using tanks, and you're just like, my healer will do all the work for me. They're big meat shields that self-heal. The biggest difference is a lot of times you'll have like a higher crit rate on them, so you can get bigger heals. You may have different sets on them instead of like HP or defense sets. You might actually have a healing boost set on them so that they do bigger heals. It's possible, like there's certain areas where you might actually use speed sets on your healers so that they'll cycle faster, and maybe you want them to heal early in a turn to recover HP off of the previous round. Sometimes you want them slow to where they heal at the end of the round. So there's like, okay, before they go in the next round, it's always going to be which version of, what's specific to your, you know, group set at the time. Uh-oh. Defeat Corrupted Warden. That just now unlocked. That's interesting. Reach Zauk space. House space. We actually know from talking to Erlingus, who's in there, speaks Kazakh. He was telling us how to actually pronounce that. It's house. But all these are going into the attack, same thing. And then we'll go back here. So being that there's no skip, I'm just reading up here, they're all fronts. We can go back to just having 2 tanks up front and go back to having 3 damage dealers. Nope, not. We want her. She's gonna help clear waves. She's got good AoE spread. Valiant early game is actually pretty nice because she's got good wave clear. A little bit of levels on her and a little bit more gear. She's actually quite useful. We'll be working more on that as we go into the hard floors. Once again, we're looking at skips and splash, and there's a skip. Maybe don't want to have that here. There's a splash here. How do you accommodate this? Right. This is when we're going to make use of his bubble, so he'll get attacked there, but the skip from because the tanks don't generally hit hard, so he's got his bubble, he's got 16 level advantage, he'll be fine. Sometimes you just have to make the decision whether to sacrifice a little bit. Now I didn't see he actually has affinity advantage, and if he didn't have a shield and level advantage, this ship up here could be doing more damage on here. I overlooked that. But we're paired right next to the healer, so the healer will take and keep him topped off while keeping himself topped off while tanking the bottom line. We're going to go fight, I believe this is Defiant. I don't know if there's some cut words here. Yep, she's going to talk to us. Approaching vessels, this is the warship Defiant. You will immediately surrender all property and personnel for Legion inspection, or you will be destroyed. On whose authority you assaulted us, we are not working against the Legion. Your fleet has breached a Legion blockade. If you are not coming quietly, I can avenge the rest of my brethren you've shot. There's more than one way to enforce a quarantine. Okay, so now we're looking at her skip. Affinity disadvantage. Affinity disadvantage here. Affinity advantage. And fine. So we'll go here. We'll take that splash because that's affinity disadvantage, and we'll just chew our way through this. In a more perfect scenario, I probably have one less damage dealer and have a healer side with my tank morale and keeping him topped off. But this worked out just fine. We're rolling Apex strong. Okay, so we're going into the house system. Yes, that is pronounced house, like H-A-C-H-A-S. House. It's not Jauk, like I originally thought, supposedly. I was wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong once in a while. Chapter 8, The Proving. A token of blood. Fleeing the Legion assault, you find yourself in Raider territory. However, Shelter is optimistic. House Zhurov runs a gladiatorial arena in this system and is said to be home of some of the best engineers across the galaxy. If you can earn House respect, this could be a rare opportunity. Space piracy. The arena is about here on your map. If you want to enter as a free challenger, we will have to earn an invitation. But remember, this is House we're dealing with. They prefer to negotiate with live ammunition. Now you're starting to see we're getting some ships where they've got some, some refits into them. A little bit of damage going on. So blue into blue. Let's just go green into blue. And because this one has the skip action, this is a perfect opportunity to put her in here. So she'll eat the skip, and you have basically like a heal block. Everybody taking care of each other. You do have, it's all disadvantageous. It's fine that way. This works perfectly. Heaven forbid I actually put any gear on Apex and he would be doing the commander's work, decimating everybody. So we're collecting shield sets, which they're tanky sets. You can throw them if you find yourself being a little bit spongy. You can throw these on healers and tanks to help provide a little bit of a bonus bubble. There's a lot of ships out there that you'll face that just straight up ignore shields, so kind of not worth the effort most of the time. So again, looking, these are all fronts. There's a skip. So what we'll do here is we'll take the skip this way. Same thing. And I think just based on like splash damage, if we do this, we can get both of those ships off of here. And then green goes into advantage here. We'll be able to round one, mostly probably be able to take out the two blues. And then you're left with 3 tanks, so it's pretty easy. Yep. Working as intended. Front, skip, probably back to this. Front, skip, same thing, skip and splash, and skip. Probably should have moved Apex in the middle so I could do more damage on the first round. It's an oversight on me. Still using Yu Yan. His focus fire will help Apex target stuff as long as he's applying that. But he's just killing stuff on his own, so there's nothing to focus fire. Because I've front loaded so much tank and heals, we're not going to complete this in one round. So I'm actually going to run it again to try and get for the 3 stars. If you're not, like, if you're playing level appropriate to where you're not level 30s and 40s, that's kind of the setup you need to do. Don't worry about the stars. We're gonna go for the 3 star though. Go back in here and we'll tweak some things, knowing I don't really need a second healer. Apex in the back going through here, chewing through this. Getting a 3rd attacker on here will be helpful. We want to make use of her pattern. Now it's possible, yeah, with the skips, we want to make sure Apex is doing a little tanking as well. Should be fine. Could be the point to where I need to actually put some gear on something to clear stuff. We do have the 4 rounds to clear this. I think just adding a second attacker helps us get, or excuse me, adding a 3rd attacker helps us get through this in the round limit to get our 3rd star. With ease. There was some splash going back there, so you're potentially, like, the 2nd star, if you saw up top there, it's based on your deaths, not necessarily the round timer, so there's always potential that maybe Valiant could have went down back there, and, you know, if she died, then you get a 2 star a different way. Front was splash. Skipped. Actually, so if we put here, that's going to take that and go here. These guys automatically go. So to explain what I've done here, this Leica will have affinity advantage on Apex, but he's got his bubble we're going to rely on and being able to get heals. So what I've done, the way this works, if you're on the bottom here, you'll automate and there's nothing to face directly. They'll go across the top. There'll be a video explaining some more positioning stuff later on. But basically what I've done is I moved everything up to force these 2 attackers to go into my tank across the top. And then these guys through splash. I'll just have to eat that splash. It's a tank. It is affinity advantage, but I do have bubbles. Should be okay. Let's rock and roll. Engage. Looks like it's time to throw some gear on an attacker because we have failed to meet our round requirements. We'll hit the retry, so whatever we got from that will be fine. And naturally, first things first, we'll throw a little bit of gear on Apex. We do have some attack gear, so we'll just go one by one and equip those. Basically, I'm not even looking for anything, crit rate, crit power, you know, whatever. The purple piece of gear is generally going to be better than a blue piece of gear. I'm going all attack set. What that's going to do is give us... Oh, I don't actually have a slot there. So I was going to go all attack, but apparently I don't have it. But what I do have is crit rate set. So we're going to do... I could go hacking, which gives us some crit rate as well. No. What is this? So this is when you start looking into it. Hacking, security. Security on any kind of attack gear is kind of not good. So speed, hacking, security, and then this is defense. So rather than going for a little bit of crit, I actually want to put a little bit of hacking on Apex. It'll make his stats, or it'll make his debuffs stick. We're not going to, this is whenever you can start really blowing through some credits. We're not going to upgrade stuff. Maybe this piece here we can upgrade. Truly, like, it can't, going faster doesn't really matter. We'll put 8 into it. You see it's relatively cheap, but then it scales up, so some more crit rates can be good. These exponentially get a little bit better. Not exponentially, but they increasingly get more expensive. More crit rate, please. And he went speed. I do have the extra bonus here. See, going 12, I'm willing to blow this, but I would not suggest anyone blowing these credits. on these pieces of gear. Now, it did pay off to get us the crit rate. So what that does, we now are going to be sitting at 31% crit rate. Ideally, what you want to look for would be it'd be here, a crit rate piece of gear early on in here would be nice to easy get it. You want to get your attackers crit rated. Now, he is not an attacker. He is a debuffer. So this is kind of a wrong build for him. But you mentioned earlier in one of the deals how like 75 hacking helps you stick to dots. So his 115 hacking, perfectly fine. A little bit of a gear on him. It should hopefully get us going. We'll try this again. And this is when you get into some of the puzzle solving of trying to make things work. Like sometimes you just need to swap a piece of gear or power up a piece of gear. Like, oh, just make him hit a little bit harder. So he wouldn't necessarily one-shot that. But so maybe if Yuyan had some gear, he would have killed this off. And that would have helped us progress through the rounds a little bit faster. One-shotting there. We just barely miss it again. We'll hit retry again. And this time we're going to add a little bit of gear on Yuyan. Now we're looking to try and be able to... here's one thing I want to look at is just how many pieces of gear total. So I have 2 holes, so I can't get that set bonus. You do have some crit right here. Literally any sets of gear on Yuyan would be helpful, but we do have 2 pieces of hacking gear in different locations, so I'll put those on him to help him stick his buffs, or debuffs, I should say. Ideally, another piece of attacking gear would be nice. This is a lot of times, so you're like, okay, I have a blue hole, so we'll throw that on him. This is a lot of times, like, if you needed to, say you pop out of here, and you'll, oh my, what a beautiful mess this is. Have you come to prove yourselves, or have you come to die? This is where we get our arena invitation. Preferably not that second one. I've heard that before. We've been short on bodies lately. If you can handle these fledglings, we'll see how you fare against the gladiators. Okay, so we're backing out of this. We're not necessarily going there. So now I'm looking for one more piece of attack gear. I know I have a hole. So this will be its own video at some point explaining some of this stuff. So the way this works, right? So in your gear set, you have 3 deals. So 1, 2, 3, that's going to correlate across. 4, 5, 6 is your bottom rows. Ideally, so let's go take a look real quick. We'll just go in here, have a look real quick at Yuyan, because we did put some hacking gear on him. We'll just throw him in here real quick, take a look at his gear. Where can we use a piece of gear? So slot 1, 4, or 5 are weapon, software, thruster. So what we're going to go do, I'm going to back out of this because I don't need this spot. We'll run in here, take a look at this, and ideally this is an attack percentage piece of gear. This also gets into where you can go start running bounties. So we're just going to go Apex, not using Shelter, Valiant over here, Mel, yeah, you on there, and Morale banking up here. And then, so yeah, he's looking to see how everything goes. We'll be fine. So if we have to run this 2 or 3 times to get a single piece of gear, fine. It's worth it, I think, because you're going to get a 15% bonus. So there we go. We have a piece here. It is flat attack. That's fine. It does the job. All we're looking for. We can back out of this, and we'll go back into the house system. And we're going to go into the floor that we were trying to complete. We look again at Yuyan. Go to equip. Now that we have this piece of gear, we'll equip it. Don't waste your money or your credits. Now this purple piece of gear on here, yeah, this is, a purple piece of gear at this level. If that goes twice into attacking, that's probably going to be a useful piece for a little while for us. If it went once in there. Flat HP, that's suboptimal. I have the credits to burn. This is a decision you have to make for yourself. And that turned into a really poor roll for us, but this is where the RNG comes in. But I'll have this piece of gear for a good while. Now we can just look on here. Can we complete a set anywhere else? So maybe a crit set. Yeah, so I can throw on a crit set, even though security on here is garbage. But we're going to get the crit rate and 10 crit power. These are just they're for the set bonuses. I don't really care, about these stats. The attack itself is fine, but that should be just a little bit of gearing on your units. It's probably the difference in whether we now 3-star this or not. And obviously, you can just move on if you want to. You can always come back to this way later. Say you've got a whole pack of level 50 or level 40 ships, and you can easily cruise through this. I'm forcing myself to go through it just to try. And there we go. We've got it. It's my inner achievement guy needing to do that. Okay, so now we're in the gauntlet. Destroy all enemies. This is a mock PvP battle for Arena. So House Xeroth welcomes new gladiators today. You may call me Bazan or Bison. You fight at my pleasure. Our arena follows one rule. The strong are rewarded, the weak are scrapped. Which are you, Commander? Okay, so we'll strip this down and look at what's what. Obviously, so the first thing we're going to do, like their attackers, Crucialis, we will have affinity advantage versus her. So I'm going to place him back here to go kill her. She is their only attacker other than this one here. So next up, with because of the way affinity advantage works, I'll look at her to chip away at this and kill the tank. You could probably use Sokol right here for neutral. Let's see here. These are front, skip, front, front. Typically in PvP, you kind of go in like an X type position. Morale isn't really necessary in here. Yuan goes back here to help kill that. And then what else do I have? I don't really have anything else. This is when I need an orange attacker, which I don't have any that have been summoned yet. Maybe I'll just go in here to tank these. Let's see here. What other attacking options have I got here? Yarrow. There's no rounds on this to complete. So we can stick her in here. Stick her here and make use of the splash. Front, 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 front with the splash, and then skip. That's it, affinity disadvantage. So this should be the first thing to die. There it is. Now, he did put focus iron there, so everybody's going to go up here and focus him down, which is kind of not great, but we get through it. I said this is just about when, like, you can even lose units on here and still be just fine. You don't lose them permanently. You just, it's PvP. Yay, we did it. And you got 50 blood tokens. We'll discuss when and where and how to use blood tokens at another time. Okay, Bison again. I've been wondering what brings the crop of strays to my arena. Oh gosh. Engineering mostly. The kind of commander who seeks to use their ships to the fullest. I see. Prove it. We'll talk about what the engineering is. So set up like this. We'll get rid of this. Go here and probably put Flamel here. Gonna put Ruiner. He's a very good unit and a special unit at that. He's going to automatically bomb your attackers. I think something like this is probably ideal. Maybe. Nope. He's a skip. So he's automatically going to bomb anyway. I want him up here. There you go. This here, that's killer, and then it goes in there. It's an affinity disadvantage. So again, we're making use of his stuff. Now, hopefully, the idea with this is hopefully he's quick enough. He just comes back here and kills all this, right? But Ruiner can be particularly annoying. He's a very good not vaults. He's a very good Abyss champion. Even as an epic unit, if you pull him, you're gonna use him quite a bit in Hard Abyss. which I just had my first Heart Abyss clear. I didn't full clear it. I cleared it enough to get my legendary refit. He's a very good unit. If you pull him, congratulations. More blood tokens. Okay. And so the engineering that was discussed, curious if that doesn't prompt us to talk about it. Just for a quick deal, what he's talking about engineering. Do this later. You go into your hangar. There'll be a tab up here called engineering. And when you're playing in arena, you can allocate engineering points that buffs your units anywhere and everywhere. Like, it's just a permanent stat buff. So that's why it's so important to do your arenas. Okay. We'll go back in here, continue pressing on. Letting the tank do the work. Yep. If you're hanging out in chat right now and you're watching the live stream, if you would, just real quick, just drop your level in. Like, what level is your account? I'm curious, like, who's attracted in here and watching this kind of content. This is very early game content. It is definitely catered to the brand new player. Just type in your account level for me, please. Just curious to see who's out there. If not, maybe you're not logged into YouTube. It's fine. We've leveled up. That's why part of what I was asking, because we just leveled up. Max energy goes up. VIP points go up. Yay, stats. And we got a new refit. Cool. On the pathway to making more units. There is a promotion event coming up, so we'll absolutely do that. Now we got to fight Bazan. Living so soon, are we? We haven't had a proper talk yet. I didn't realize we had anything else to discuss. Such confidence. Our raiders have been here since long before the Abyss. Wouldn't you like to know what you're flying into? Yes. You haven't given us anything for free yet. Nothing's free, baby. At least you learn quickly. Come, Commander. First we battle, then we'll see if you're worth warning about our neighbors. Ruh-roh. Okay, so he is a front defense breaker. He will speed down. That's fine. We're going to put our tank into it. That's a skip. This guy, that's a skip as well. So maybe everything moves back, and we let the skips do the job. Skip and splash, that's a front, but it's okay. And then what does this guy do? Oh, that's not okay. I'm going to go back here. Here. Sometimes you just have to accept that one of your ships is going to take some damage. After the Apex plus gear, level 40, we're just now seeing level 32s. You can see the amount of damage they've done. Like, we're close to losing a ship. The tank up front is actually tankier than Bison. Bison is an attacker. I think he's actually considered a debuffer. some goodies. Okay, so we are past 4-8, and the arena is unlocked. We'll do an arena video.